Dobbins has been extremely busy for a player that hasn't stepped foot on the Ravens practice field. He skipped voluntary workouts, reported for minicamp, but didn't go. Appears to be injury related, but something his coaches didn't have in store for minicamp attendance.
I expected JK to practice, and it wasn't in the cards apparently, so we'll just get ready for training camp.
Would we love him to be able to go through practice and be able to see that? As I told him today, I'm excited. Give me something. Run a swing route. I don't care. Just jog down the field. Do something. Give me something to get excited about. Obviously, if he's not ready to go, but we're excited, and I know he'll be ready when he's out there. But we certainly are better with him out there.
Dobbins played in 8 games last season, averaging nearly 6 yards a carry, but we've yet to see him as RB1 for a full season, and this is the final year of his rookie deal.
We currently have showers and storms moving over the state, but tomorrow it's back to nice and dry weather, and it looks good for the rest of Father's Day weekend. Temperatures will reach the mid-80s by the afternoon. Then on Sunday, we're looking at even more sunshine. Gorgeous weather on Father's Day's high temperatures reach the mid to upper 80s. It'll be a fantastic day for spending some time outside. The nice weather continues on Monday, but after that, we have our next chance for rain. Coming up, I'll have a look at when to expect that rain and my full forecast in about 20 minutes. Back to you.
Jasmine, thank you. Coming up on Fox 45 News at 6 o'clock, a day after Governor Moore announces a new crime plan, experts weigh in. Why they say that new plan lacks details. Baltimore car thefts are skyrocketing. We look into what's causing the spike and what police are doing to respond to it.
Searching for substance, law enforcement experts are weighing in on the pillars of Governor Westmore's public safety initiative and questioning how they might work. A vast increase in the amount of cars being stolen on city streets, often for the purpose of committing more crime. Fox 45 News investigates the surge.
And I'm keeping track of showers and storms around the state. I'll let you know when the rain ends and what to expect for the rest of the weekend coming up.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
And we're going to make the choice to act on public safety in a way that is robust, in a way that is strategic, in a way that moves with an urgency that the issue demands.
Just one day after Governor Wes Moore unveils his statewide summer crime initiative, law enforcement experts are weighing in. Good evening. I'm Maxine Stryker. The plan calls for investing in police education and communities. As Olivia Dance shows us, they aren't finding many specifics on just how it might work.
The experts I spoke to say the governor's plan is a good start to fighting crime, but they have concerns about how it will actually be executed and if it will be successful.
Heavy on rhetoric, but light on details, to some critics reacting to the governor's new crime plan.
I'm data-driven, and this approach is backed by data.
The governor laying out a three-pillared approach, but doesn't specifically address how it will get crime under control across the state, and in particular, Baltimore City.
I think there probably was a lot of thought that went into this. But again, at the end of the day, does it drive results or not? It's a yes or no equation.
Rob Weinhold, a crisis leadership expert and former Baltimore police officer, says the plan addresses the right pillars, but he's still guardedly optimistic it will work.
The bottom line is press conferences, policy papers, plans, while they're important, citizens don't give 2 cents about any of that. They care about wanting to feel and actually being safe. So a plan is only as good as its ability to be executed.
The plan promising a lot, but few details were given on how those promises will be fulfilled.
What we need are those specific details and those concrete steps that constitute the kind of roadmap to get us out of this mess.
Former federal and state prosecutor Dhruv Vignarajah says the governor getting involved in the crime fight is a reflection of the lack of leadership in Baltimore. He hopes this plan will actually lead to results.
I'm not concerned that the state doesn't have budget resources to devote to the serious problem of crime in Baltimore. I am concerned that, like so many things, we throw money at the problem without any concrete plan, without any detailed roadmap.
But Tyrone Powers, former FBI agent, believes the lack of details in the plan is intentional.
And I've heard people talk about the substance of the plan, but the reality of the matter is what the governor's doing is saying, I'm going to give you the resources and the tools you need to address your problem. I'm not going to dictate to you. I'm not going to be an overseer or a master.
All of the law enforcement experts you just heard from agree that only time will tell if the plan will be successful, but that it won't happen overnight. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News.
Taking a live look outside, this is the view from our Chevy Storm Tracker driving through Baltimore right now, plus the Inner Harbor and Towson. Tonight, we're tracking a weather maker moving over Maryland, but those showers are really scattered this afternoon. Meteorologist Jasmine Lomax is in now with the latest.
Thanks, Maxine. Yeah, we're still keeping track of a few showers around the state. We're mostly dry here in Baltimore, but we've got some showers, very, very light showers toward Cockeysville and some storms just past Hagerstown. That's continuing to move toward the southeast, and it could have impacts on your plans this evening, even early tonight. Now, most of the heavy rain and the severe weather that we're seeing is to our south. We even had a confirmed tornado in Virginia, but notice that's where all of the heavy rain is right now. As we head later into the night, that rain will gradually taper, and tomorrow it's back to nice and dry weather. Coming up, I'll have a look at what to expect for the rest of Father's Day weekend coming up in my full forecast.
Put the power of the Weather Authority Storm Center in your hands. Download the free WBFF Weather Authority app for your smartphone and use our powerful Doppler radar to follow storms right down to your street. Just go to your app store and search for WBFF to get started. In a city in crisis, there were multiple shootings today across Baltimore. Around 1 this afternoon, officers responded to a scene in southwest Baltimore near Warwick and Lexington Avenues. A man who had been shot multiple times was rushed to shock trauma, where he died from his injuries. And earlier in the day, a 65-year-old woman was shot in a drive-by shooting around 10:30 this morning. That woman was inside a store on East Patapsco Avenue when someone outside in a black SUV fired multiple shots and hit her. Her injuries are not life-threatening. Anyone with information on either of these shootings should contact the Baltimore police. According to the Baltimore police, as of this morning, 127 people have been killed in the city and 275 have survived shootings. While those numbers are down from last year, the city is seeing a rise in what police call total crime, which includes robberies, carjackings, rapes, and auto thefts. A major issue in the city is a troubling spike in auto thefts. In fact, the crime is up significantly in every single police district. Fox 45's Alexa Ashwell is taking a closer look at the numbers and what police are saying is behind the spike.
We crunched the numbers. Based on the number of autos reported stolen so far this year, that equals out to nearly 19 cars a day. 19 cars in just one day. And experts fear it's only going to get worse in the summer months.
Video surveillance captures the moment a pedestrian was killed after police say a fleeing suspect careened onto the sidewalk and into a building in East Baltimore.
We have two vehicles under the bridge, and a pedestrian under the bridge.
The car, investigators say, had been reported stolen in the city just days earlier. The statistics staggering. So far this year, at least 3,162 cars have been reported stolen across the city. That's a 138% increase compared to this time last year. In fact, data from the Baltimore Police Department shows auto thefts have increased in all 9 districts. Northeast Baltimore is experiencing the largest spike with nearly 900 reported auto thefts just 6 months into the year. That's a 312% increase. The Southeastern District, a distant second with 356 auto thefts, followed by the Northern and Southern districts.
The general reason why cars are stolen nowadays or carjacked is to provide a vehicle to commit other crimes.
Former Baltimore Police Deputy Commissioner Jason Johnson detailing those other crimes include robberies, shootings, and even homicides, with the stolen car being a way to carry out the act as well as avoid immediate detection.
And that's the general modus operandi.
Johnson also pointing out auto thefts are often committed by juveniles. Former FBI agent, now law enforcement expert Tyrone Powers agrees and believes the problem will only get worse this summer.
With juvenile crime increasing and more young people in the streets and on the streets day and night, then that will increase.
The Baltimore Police Department blaming the spike largely on vehicle manufacturers Hyundai and Kia and TikTok. Videos posted to the social media platform, the city says, demonstrate how to steal the cars due to faulty technology. Back in May, the mayor announcing Baltimore joined a lawsuit against the automotive companies for, quote, failing to equip their vehicles with industry-standard vehicle immobilization technology. Powers says an increased police presence and ensured consequence would better deter criminals.
Unless we have more of a police presence, this way a police presence is important, then it will continue to spike.
We asked BPD what the department is doing to address this issue. In addition to the lawsuit, a spokesperson said they've provided wheel locks to residents in need. Reporting in Hamden, Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45 News.
Maryland's NAACP wrapping up a 2-day conference today to attempt to find solutions for the state's low-performing schools. In Maryland, the 2 lowest-performing districts are Baltimore City and Prince George's County. Both districts have the highest percentage of African-American students. The NAACP invited representatives from all 24 local school districts in the state, but only 7 representatives attended. With the conference now done, the organization says it's time to seek bold solutions to their demands.
We talk about problems all the time. Now's the time to talk about solutions.
And when people won't come to the table and discuss the problems, giving their spin on everything rather than telling you the truth, you force people to sue.
The NAACP says its plans to continue discussions with the districts that did and did not attend to decide what the next step should be. New data from the U.S. Department of Labor showing another job surge for Maryland. According to the report, Maryland gained 2,500 jobs in May, with the unemployment rate coming down to 2.4%. The public sector seeing the most growth with 1,500 new jobs. State officials say this is the 4th consecutive month of record-setting low unemployment for Maryland. Political commentator Armstrong Williams sits down one-on-one with City State's Attorney Ivan Bates for a wide-ranging interview. During the conversation, the two talked about a variety of topics, from Bates' transition into the City State's Attorney's office, his public safety fight, to what it means to be a parent and the role a father plays in setting a child up for success.
And so a parent takes many forms. But to me, the parent that's putting time, the work, the effort, the sacrifice, those are the parents that we're probably not talking about, because their children are probably going to be on the straight and narrow. And if they're not, they're going to let us know that they've had problems with their children. I'm talking about the person that may have given birth to that child, may have been the father of that child, but now decides, hey, I'm going to let you do what you want. Those individuals we have to hold accountable, because you have to be a parent.
Don't miss our Your Voice, Your Future Town Hall this Sunday at 5 p.m. on Fox 45. It also airs tomorrow at 4 on the CW Baltimore, and Sunday at 7 on MyTV. And you can watch it anytime you'd like on FOX baltimore.com. The Department of Justice revealing a shocking probe into the Minneapolis Police Department, what they found and why they say George Floyd's murder was preventable.
Outrage over an annual hate report. Several parents' groups have made the list. I'm Janae Bowens in Washington. I'll have more on the controversy coming up.
A new report from the Justice Department details systemic problems at the Minneapolis Police Department. The DOJ says for years the department has used dangerous techniques against people who have committed a petty offense or no offense at all. That sometimes included deadly force and violations of First Amendment rights. According to the report, Attorney General Merrick Garland says the racial discrimination and unlawful use of force is what led to the murder of George Floyd 3 years ago.
The patterns and practices we observed made what happened to George Floyd possible. His death has had an irrevocable impact on the Minneapolis community, on our country, and on the world. His loss is still felt deeply by those who loved and knew him, and by many who did not. George Floyd should be alive today.
For the investigation, the Justice Department reviewed hundreds of police body-worn camera videos, incident and police reports, and complaints against officers. Outrage is brewing over the Southern Poverty Law Center's latest annual hate report after several conservative parents' rights groups were put on the list. National correspondent Janae Bowens has a look at the controversy.
So it's absurd and silly, but
also unsurprising.
Erica Sanzi with Parents Defending Education fighting back after her group was put on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate list. She spoke with the national desk Friday morning.
They have one preferred ideology, and anybody who does not conform to that is, in their minds, a hateful group.
This year's report features more than 1,200 groups they label as hate and anti-government extremists. New to the list are 12 conservative parents' rights groups. The SPLC says they spew homophobic and transphobic speech in the name of protecting their children's innocence and embrace racist and nationalist ideology.
They're showing their bias and their activism against what these groups are calling for, which is more parental involvement in their children's education.
Echoes of a 2021 letter to President Biden from the National School Boards Association that suggested threats from parents aimed at school officials were, quote, domestic terrorism and hate crimes, prompting the Justice Department to direct federal law enforcement to work with local authorities. The association eventually apologized for sending the letter.
And the SPLC is demonizing them in order to silence their views and make it seem like they're extremist, like they're comparable to the KKK.
Tyler O'Neill, managing editor of the Heritage Foundation's Daily Signal and author of Making Hate Pay, The Corruption of the Southern Poverty Law Center, says the list is a profitable strategy.
Hate is everywhere. You need to give to us because we're monitoring hate.
Their 2021 report shows their endowment is nearly $732 million.
Now, in the past, the SPLC has lost lawsuits and even had to walk back designations. In 2014, apologizing to Dr. Ben Carson for placing him on their extremist watch list. And amid the controversy, House Republicans have filed a resolution on defending the parental rights groups.
And Janae, what are you hearing about future lawsuits against the SPLC?
Right. So Tyler, who you just heard from, says these parent rights groups have a strong case for a defamation lawsuit. Maxine.
So much for joining us tonight.
Right now, you're taking a look over Baltimore and over Towson, where we're still nice and dry. But on the HD radar, you'll notice showers around the state, all associated with our next weather maker. And those showers and storms are quickly approaching. They could have impacts on some of your plans as we head into the evening and even into the early night. Right now, we're keeping track of a few showers approaching Towson, some heavy rain moving toward Westminster. That will continue over the next few hours. Those showers move in from the northwest, and as we head past midnight, we'll finally start to dry out. But taking a larger look at things, the severe weather is to our south. All of the areas in pink are under a severe thunderstorm watch. We've got some heavy rain. We even had a confirmed tornado in Virginia. But for us, the rain is on the lighter to moderate side, with just the exception of a few pockets of heavy rain. We do need this rain, though, as much of Maryland is under a moderate drought. 76 for the current temperature and mostly cloudy over Baltimore. We've got numbers in the 70s and the 80s across the state. It's been pretty mild. We spent a lot of the day with dry weather, and we returned to that dry pattern overnight. Our temperatures dropped to the 50s and 60s. Then we're looking at highs returning to the 80s tomorrow. As we continue this evening, we've got the chance for a few passing showers, possibly some areas of heavy rain. We're not looking at any severe weather, though. After midnight, we dry out, and we are talking plenty of sunshine as we start off Saturday. Even into the afternoon, it looks great with plenty of sunshine and highs reaching the mid-80s. As we move into Sunday, we start off dry once again. Temperatures will be a little bit lower, but by the afternoon, expect even more sunshine for Father's Day. It looks great as high temperatures reach the mid to upper 80s. It'll be nice to spend some time outside. That's followed by a mostly dry day on Monday. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the chance for a few spotty showers. We're not expecting a washout, though. Mostly dry on Thursday, and then we have the chance for scattered showers on Friday, looking at more rain to start the weekend. As we head into the night, our temperatures drop to 61 with a few showers. We do dry out, and tomorrow we're looking at a gorgeous day. 86 for the high temperature with plenty of sunshine. Our wind gusts could exceed 20 miles per hour, so it may be a little bit breezy at times, but on Sunday it'll be a lot quieter with even more sunshine. Coming up, I'll have a look at what you can expect as we continue Father's Day weekend, and I'll let you know more about the rain coming up in the exclusive 10-day forecast.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
It's been a week filled with a lot of hail, and Tennessee got added to the list yesterday. These stones aren't as large as some that we've seen, but it was almost covering the ground. The severe storms that hit the Deep South in the past few days were indeed very serious, but luckily in this video from Orange Beach, the wind just rearranged the pool patio furniture.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on TikTok.
Crime or censorship, the concerns surrounding Seattle's new law that decriminalizes graffiti. On tonight's Assignment America, a federal judge in Seattle has ruled police cannot make arrests for cases that involve graffiti. This order comes in response to a lawsuit from 2021 citing censorship concerns. Jackie Kent from our Sinclair sister station in Seattle has reaction from police and business owners.
We see it on vehicles, we see it on trains, we see it on buildings, windows.
You don't have to look far to see graffiti plastered across Seattle. The city has recently learned it cannot arrest the vandals for now.
There is no repercussion for the individuals who are sometimes tagging every single day.
U.S. District Court Judge Marsha Peckman clarified a recent injunction allowing police to make arrests for intentional damage of property like business break-ins, but police cannot arrest someone caught vandalizing property with graffiti. The order says it aims to avoid criminalizing free speech.
It's not a really good look, and we need to have laws on the books that protect, business, property, people, all of that.
Seattle police have to follow the ruling. In an emailed statement writing, "This is not a matter within SPD or city discretion. We are bound by the court order as it is written." The South Downtown Business Improvement Area's main concern is what impact this ruling will have on insurers and their decision to write policies in the district already plagued by property damage.
We have already seen over the last 5 years a significant decrease in the numbers of companies that are willing to sell policies here in SoDo.
And in the Chinatown International District, a worker at Seattle's Best Tea Company worries this will only encourage the vandals. Are you worried for your own business?
Oh, I am. It will encourage more people, you know, like if oh, this law is not enforced, then what else is not enforced?
Looking ahead, Mayor Harrell's office says it will continue to abate harmful and malicious tagging, including hate speech.
We are getting ready for a nice and dry day tomorrow. We've got plenty of sunshine in the forecast. Temperatures around 87